Morning, guys. First of 2 sessions this week. We got a 4-hour RBL session. This is gonna be a fun group. It's an Omaha group and a group of about 30 leaders. Just got a solid RBL plan. Just gonna talk about the key concepts of ditching the drama and give them some tools and techniques to use moving forward. Should be a great day. Can't wait to start the dialogue. Hopefully get some footage for you. So we actually studied happy high performers and unhappy high performers. And the actual only difference between the two was the level of personal accountability they took for their lives. Because when we asked people that were in a high state of accountability what the 4 factors are, they said, actually, it's about commitment. I'm all in. Then comes resilience. And then they said ownership actually comes a lot longer down the line. And it's actually never painful. But when we ask people that are in a lower state of accountability, it usually always starts with ownership. Whose fault was this? Whose butt's on the line? Who dropped the ball? There's so much out there about resilience, but they talk about it like it's persistence. So when we're trying to stick to something we're committed to, so often we get persistent, which means we hunker down and we look down into our work and we really try and power through and we want to do it all ourselves. And in today's world, the way to succeed is being resilient, to open up and out and really crowdsource for ideas. What you do is you find a visible area. It could be on the way to a bathroom or a busy hallway, and you just write down the obstacle you're having. And then what you do is anybody you're walking by, give me your one best tip to overcome this obstacle. And so say we had all these people in here and we put a problem that one of us was having, an obstacle, and we had everybody give their one best tip. So we'd have 25 answers. What you do is you take that list, you don't judge anything on that list, and you just start working that list now. If something's absolutely ridiculous, like dangerous, you can maybe cross those ones off. But this is a way to crowdsource for ideas because together we're genius. And so what happens is instead of having 3 things you can think of, you'll have 25 things all your colleagues and your network and everybody can think of. Now let's go back to the model. If you were committed, you crowdsourced and tried 30 things instead of 3, and none of them got you over that barrier. When someone came in to give you feedback, to give you the answer about how you could have done it, how much would you be just like, please give me that, I want that, give me that information. So that's where it can get a lot different. Too often, we're conditional with our commitment as humans. We don't stay as resilient as we could be with the new world, and then ownership's consistently pretty painful. Session 1 done. Ready to head to the airport, Lubbock, Texas. Next one, Sherm, let's go. Just finished up the session with the directors, getting ready to head to Lubbock, Texas, but I just wanted to debrief on one of the big takeaways here, which was the competency of organizational alignment. What we find so much in today's organizations is that people are frustrated because they're not getting consulted on decisions. They want their opinion to count and they really want their say and be consulted on all the decisions that are happening. But what's changed in our worlds is that so many decisions in our organizations are not being even made within our own 4 walls. If you think about it, who makes decisions for our organization? It's the regulators, the government, the payers, the marketplace, the research. So oftentimes people are getting more and more frustrated that they aren't consulted on decisions when in fact it's not a person giving that decision, it is a person relaying the message, or it's an organization relaying the message that this is where the organization needs to go to survive. And that can really interrupt some people's thinking, and I think this group really got there. Just touched down in Lubbock, Texas. On the plane ride over, I really got to reflect on today's session with the group of directors in Omaha, and it's crazy. Whenever I get done with a session, I'm always pretty critical about things that I could have said, and it's crazy all the things you prep and plan for, you still forget to say things in moments where you're like, man, that would have been a good
time for a good punchline, or I could have said that a little bit differently, but I think all in all, the session was very, very impactful, very fun. The activities really flowed right in with the content, and I had a lot of head nods and a lot of good feedback that some of the stuff would be really useful moving forward. And so I just think that's such an interesting thing when I do these sessions, is how much after you just kind of keep running through the session in your head and about places you could have said something else or things you could have added. And what I've realized is that with speaking, whatever you say in the moment is exactly what needed to be said. And it's taken me a while to really learn that. Maybe if I would have said more, it would have been too much. I would have stayed on the point too long. And so I always think about that when I get into this mindset on plane rides after, where I'm really thinking about what else could I have said, that what I said in the moment was probably exactly what needed to be said. And so just some perspective there. Basically the same session tomorrow, just taking off about 30 minutes. It's only a 3.5-hour session here at Lubbock SHRM. And so gonna kind of run through the same thing, but use a few different examples, maybe tell a couple different stories. And so let's hope that this one resonates as well. Really excited for this group. I think it's about 75 to 80 people, but the planner said that they might have more signing up kind of last minute. And looking forward to getting some rest tonight and then getting back after it tomorrow. We'll see you then. Gonna bring you along for the ride. Hopefully you can grab some footage from the SHRM event. Let's do this thing.